Hi, I'm Katrina, your Pilates teacher at KN Pilates. Welcome to another Pilates session. Today we will be working in side lying, so let's begin. Find your neutral setup, so the feet are flexed, just a tiny bit in front of you, your pelvis is stacked. Your hip connection is neutral. Very often this has to just extend a little bit here. Make sure your shoulders are stacked. Have your hand on your belly button for feedback. You just want to have a small cushion between your arm and your ear. And as always, if that's uncomfortable, you can have a higher cushion just under your head here to support you with the arm in front. It can be more comfortable in the shoulders. Let me rearrange myself here. Good, so we start with single leg lift, so you breathe in to prepare, breathe out, lift the leg, keeping the pelvis still, yeah, so we're not pushing the waist down, we keep that pelvis still, breathe out to lift, and into lower. And as the leg lifts up, push through the foot, just keeping that connection to the back of the leg, good. And then also draw the navel in a little bit on that effort. Yeah. Good. So we're trying to breathe into the ribs. And then draw the navel in as the leg lifts up. One more of these. Fabulous. You then take the knee forwards. If this is uncomfortable, you can have the foot on the floor like this to see which one feels a bit better. The pelvis is in neutral as much as possible. You can relax the hand on the floor or by your side, or again have your hand on your belly button for feedback. So here we lift the lower leg, and you breathe out to lift and into lower. And again, you want to feel the navel draw in a little bit as you lift the leg up. Pushing through the foot. And again, not using the pelvis to create the movement, but it's actually the foot pushing away, lengthening the leg, really using the inner thigh muscles to lift the leg up. Good. A few more. Excellent. We then put those two exercises together, starting again with both legs extended. This one's a bit more tricky. See if you can do this without holding onto the floor. Yeah, if possible. So you breathe in. Here we just lift the leg to hip height, not too high up. Breathe out, draw the navel in. Breathe into the ribs. And then breathe out. Resist lowering the feet back down. It gives you much more control over that movement. Breathe in and out. And in and out. So really think about the top of the leg lifting. Don't think so much about the feet getting together. They might not. That's fine. Yeah. Really think about the upper part of the leg, creating the movement. Good. Keep the feet flexed, push through the heels. And then be very aware that you're drawing the navel in on the effort. Yeah, we don't want to push the belly out to help. That would happen otherwise. If we're not really consciously drawing in just that little bit, yeah, then the belly is likely to push out instead. And remember, you just want to draw the navel in as much as you need to for the exercise. Yeah. One more of these. Good. We then just lift the top leg up and draw our big circles, connecting the dots. And we just go as big as we can support from the center. So your circles might start off a bit smaller. Yeah, so see how that goes. And you want to keep the leg hip height at the back. You come through hip height at the front, and then of course it goes a bit higher up. Good, one more this way around. And then breathe out on the circle. Keep the lower leg really active. See if you can keep the shoulders quite stacked. They want to go in the opposition. The shoulders will want to go in opposition to the leg to help balance. See if you can keep the shoulders quite stacked. Good. And we then keep the leg hip height. We draw a few small circles. You breathe in for a few. Go the other way around. Breathe in for a few. And out for a few. One more time. In for a few. And out for a few. The other way around. In for a few. And out for a few. Good. We bend both knees. The feet are in line with the tailbone. You will see if the pelvis is stacked. If the knees are stacked, very likely that the pelvis is in neutral. Make sure not to relax into the waist. There doesn't have to be space, but you don't just want to relax into the floor. Find a really comfy position here. And then we go into our climb sequence. 4 each. So first climb 1, keep the feet together, lift the knee, but keep the pelvis still. So we're not allowing the pelvis to roll with us. We keep everything still and just let the leg move on its own here. One more. We then come into climb 2, lifting the leg. Breathe out to lift and into lower. One more. Climb 3, we put the first 2 exercises together. So you lift, rotate back and lower. 2, 3, 4, and then climb 4. So you lift, extend. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Excellent. We'll do everything on the other side, so come up and over. So the same thing on the other side, starting with single leg lift, breathe in to prepare, breathe out to lift, breathe in to lower, breathe out to lift. So here we lift as high as we can without tilting the pelvis, so that can be higher than hip height for this first version. Draw the navel in and breathe into the ribs. And keep the lower leg active as well. One more. Good. We then go into inner thigh lifts. Take the knee forwards or place the foot onto the floor, whichever is more comfortable, and then lift the lower leg. Breathe out to lift, into lower. 1. Here again, try not to bend the knee. Think about the upper part of the leg that's creating the movement. Last few. Good. We then put those 2 together. Flex both feet. Breathe in on the first leg. Breathe out on the second leg. Breathe in there. Breathe out. Who is this slowing down? Make sure to draw the navel in. Think about the upper part of the legs moving. And very careful not to lift the first leg too high. You're not going to get there. Good. Breathe in and out and in and out. Try to relax the shoulders if at all possible. Last few. Push through the heels. One more of these. Good. We then have our connecting the dots. So we go forwards, hip height, up, back to hip height, and then come through. So you breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, float forward. 4 circles this way round. 2. Keep the lower leg quite strong. 3. And 4. Good. Other way round. See how that feels quite different? And we try to keep the pelvis as still as possible. There will be a little bit of a domino effect. Yeah. Good. We then have our small circle, so just lift up to hip height. And then breathe in for a few. And out for a few. And then go the other way around. Breathe in for a few. And out for a few. Change direction again. Breathe in for a few. And out for a few. Last time, change direction. In for a few. And out for a few. Good. You then bend both knees. Make sure the pelvis is stacked, not relaxing into the waist. One knee right on top of the other. Shoulders are open. Climb 1 4 times. Breathe in, breathe in to prepare. Breathe out to lift. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lifting the leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Climb 3, putting the 2 together. 1. You breathe in, and out, and in, and out. That's the second one. 3. And 4. And last variation, lift, extend, come back, lower down. Find your foot again each time. Good. Last 2. 1 more. Excellent. We'll come into sitting. As always, sit on a cushion or a little bit higher up if that's more comfortable, just to keep the spine nice and tall. And then bring one foot across. And then draw the knee towards you. You want to just feel a light stretch on the outside there. Yeah. And take a nice deep breath in. And out. Good. Swap the legs over. Yeah, draw the knee towards you. So again, just to create that little stretch. It doesn't really matter how close the knee comes towards you. And release. Take a nice deep breath in. And out. And we're done.